All right, folks, so I titled this session, ETH is Finished. And no, I do not think that it's going to zero. I don't think it's going away. But I do think that Ethereum is going to lose its spot as the #1 smart contracts platform. I'm going to explain in this video how the program's not working out. We have Wall Street giants like JP Morgan even admitting that the program's not working out so well. And essentially that the ETH 2.0 merge was an absolute joke and just a flop, as we predicted. And then we also have the Ethereum whistleblower on top of that that's exposing everything that took place with that ICO. It appears that we have a whistleblower who wants to sing. It is going to benefit the XRP community as well, using that as leverage as we battle out the SEC. But then we're also just seeing that the program's not working out. I call it a joke. I think that it's really unfortunate, because it was really hyped up. Everyone thought that, the merge and move of proof of stake was going to fix all the issues with Ethereum. It's not the case at all. It's using less energy, but it's, some would argue even more centralized. The program's not so hot. And now we're starting to get feedback from the Wall Street giants. So we're going to get right on into it in this episode. But to be clear, it's not that I want to see Ethereum go down or go to zero. I'm just calling it how I see it, which is the program's not so hot, and there's alternatives like XRP that are coming up with clarity as the only digital asset in America not being a security as a matter of law. And then we also have additional utility smart contracts and hooks that are coming to a truly decentralized, fast and efficient ledger that is actually working out. So let's get right on into it now. The crypto markets are cooling off. They're back down below 27,000 for Bitcoin, 26,500. XRP is just chilling at 51 cents, doing what it does. Still holding really strong. But this is what we're going to get into right here, folks. So the update here, Ethereum being finished. Well, when you got JP Morgan saying that Ethereum has been disappointing since its Shanghai upgrade, that is not very good, right? And we're going to take a look here at this website, Watcher Guru. Appreciate the update from Watcher Guru. And we're taking a look here. Now we're talking about since the Shanghai upgrade, which was, the move to proof of stake ETH 2.0, right? And it says right here, Ethereum has fallen short of expectations in terms of network activity following the much anticipated Shanghai upgrade implemented in April. While the crypto community had high hopes for this upgrade, it appears that the results have left many disappointed, according to JP Morgan. So even with everything that they did with their little free pass, the corruption is blatant. The damages were massive against the XRP community. But all that considered, Ethereum's still a joke. And the JP Morgan project, that hasn't been so hot, wasn't so well accepted. Now they're working on their deposit tokens, right? And I think that it just once again speaks to the fact that this is not going to be what's running the new financial system, as we've been saying. Now, this whole process from proof of work to proof of stake, known as the merge, was expected to revolutionize Ethereum. The upgrade was aimed at drastically reducing its energy consumption. In fact, it succeeded in reducing energy usage by over 99%. So it did do that. We're using 99% less energy. However, despite this remarkable achievement, the Ethereum network has not seen the surge in activity that was anticipated. And so, while they are noting that staking has risen significantly with a 50% increase since the Shanghai upgrade, surprisingly, these positive developments did not translate into increased network activity. Now, of course, more people are staking, right? Because now you're rewarded proof of stake. So it makes sense. But if you look at the vital metrics, including daily transactions, daily active addresses, and the total value locked in DeFi protocols, they have all experienced declines. So you just have liquidity leaving this space. Activity is fallen off. These numbers are crucial indicators of the network's health and adoption, and their downward trend is a cause for concern. Absolutely. JP Morgan's analysts attribute Ethereum's lackluster performance to a combination of bearish forces that have plagued the cryptocurrency ecosystem over the past year. These include the collapse of platforms like FTX and Terra, the uncertainty surrounding the U.S. regulatory measures and crackdowns, waning interest in crypto among institutional investors, and a drying up of venture capital funding. Well, what's the problem? I thought that Ethereum had the free pass. They were good to go, right? I don't know what the issue is. I thought that we were rocking and rolling. Billy Boy Hinman gave us the speech. I thought we had clarity. I guess that's not the case. And now we're seeing Ethereum fail. And does it bring me joy? No. I just want the corruption from the United States government and the bureaucracy beast machine known as the SEC. I want accountability there. It's not that I want to see ETH go to zero or the Ethereum folks lose. I don't want to see anybody lose money. The program, they tried. You tried. Not every business is successful. 9 out of 10 fail. 9 out of 10 blockchains are going to fail to maintain and get mass adoption. Now, in a speculative environment, when folks were looking to create a token, make a meme, put some NFTs out, right? Ethereum worked. Ethereum was there. It was, if not the only option, right? It was the best option. And just like Bitcoin, Ethereum was number one to smart contracts. That's why it got that number 2 spot. That's why it's still there. There's still a lot that is parked in Ethereum, right? All things considered. But with that being said, when you are starting to see the Wall Street boys and girls who are in on this whole hype, this whole Ethereum ICO, are now saying, well, this has been a failure, this has been a disappointment, and this is not good, you have to acknowledge that, okay, this proves, once again, Ethereum's not going to run the new financial system, but also, this is how they talk their book. This is how they talk down crypto digital assets, just like the reports that they're saying that 99% of NFTs are worthless. Well, yeah, it's a bunch of crap, mostly made on Ethereum. You got Solana NFTs and NFTs on all sorts of blockchains now. Now we have XLS20 update for XRP brought NFTs to the XRP ledger, but still 99% of those are still, don't have real value. Obviously value is in the eyes of the beholder. And so if you think that your Pudgy Penguin has some value, then God bless you, whatever. How's that program worked out? Because we've seen the NFTs have crashed 90+%, all of them, right? For the most part. But the point that I want to bring home is that we do have institutional adoption coming, right? They're testing out Ethereum. They're watching closely. They're putting out the reports. They're launching their JPM coin. They're launching deposit tokens. They are very interested. And the $1 trillion question that we keep on asking is, which blockchain are they going to choose? Now, I know it's not popular to kind of not be into Ethereum, not get turned on by Ethereum, but it's been a failure. If I'm being honest, it's not working as we were sold. The story that we were sold is not coming through. It's not coming to fruition. ETH 2.0 was a complete flop. Now, much of the XRP community understands that. And when you tie it into the broader crypto market and the broader conspiracy here at hand, it's all getting exposed. And this is why I think that Ethereum is finished in the role and position that it had. And then I'm about to show you guys the Tether conspiracies that we've been called crazy for as well. Those are all getting admitted in real time as well. So this tweet here from John Paul Koning: the Tether conspiracy theories weren't conspiracy theories after all, because it sure sounds like Tether's spokesperson just admitted to them. And we have a Bloomberg article here. Let's take a look at this one. So this article here titled "Tether Keeps Lending Tethers." It's a whole article about how Tether, despite saying that they were going to stop their lending program, they continue to lend out Tether to try to keep this liquidity in the system. That's what this is. And so I'm going to scroll on down right here to the part where we're talking about. So this part right here. Tether borrowers are big crypto investors looking to get financing for their crypto collateral. If they ran out of liquidity, they would need to sell their collateral at potentially unfavorable prices, which could result in losses. If big crypto firms get margin calls and have to dump their assets, that will drive down the prices of crypto assets. Lending them money is not just good for them, it's good for the crypto ecosystem broadly. It prevents fire sales that might drive down prices. i.e., it is preventing price discovery with what we would truly have if we didn't have this Tether Ponzi propping up the whole ecosystem. And they cheerlead it as if this is a good thing. Right? This is from a Tether spokesperson. This is a direct quote. Tether's spokesperson is making the same point here. And that part that I just read off from you is a direct quote from that spokesperson. They're admitting that this would be bad if they didn't continue lending. Now, they are saying, she said loans would be eliminated by 2024. She said the company aimed is to prevent any significant depletion of our customers' liquidity or the need for them to sell their collateral at potentially unfavorable prices, which could result in losses. This whole thing's a house of cards. This whole thing is a Ponzi scheme. And this is what I've been saying. it wasn't popular. It's not hype. It doesn't get folks excited, but it gets me excited because I'm warning that we are going to get cleaned out eventually. Eventually, we have to clean this up. We have to understand. Now, if you scroll up to the top here, and this is why folks think that Tether's safe, and that's because they hold about 86.5 billion, a majority of it in US Treasury bills, to back about 83.2 billions of Tethers. That's fantastic, folks. But the problem is that you have hundreds of billions of unrealized losses in banks holding bonds that are negative right now, right? They have a net loss. And so I think that Tether could experience the same thing. And I do actually believe that this is why Tether's been, they've been scrutinized, they've been sued. And, Bitfinex has the company behind them. They've been sued in New York, and the Department of Justice and others have gone after them. But they, in a sense, have actually helped keep up that bond market too, because they've purchased about $80 billion worth of U.S. bonds, keeping things afloat. And I don't want to do a deal with the U.S. government for bonds, and I definitely don't want to do a deal with Tether either. I'm not holding any Tether, right? But this part right here, we have talked about Tether's lending activity before. One common form of crypto-skeptical conspiracy theory. And didn't they call us this over the Ethereum free pass, right? They've called us conspiracy theories over dozens of things that have come to fruition as of late, right? Isn't funny how that works? Another form of crypto-skeptical conspiracy theory in recent years goes something like this. And before I read this, let me clarify. The reason why it's crypto skeptical is not because I don't believe in crypto, not because I don't believe in digital assets. It's because this is a Ponzi scheme that has put this space where it has gotten to. And I don't want to build a crypto space off of a fraud Ponzi scheme. I want to build it off of real utility, real value. That's why it's a crypto skeptical conspiracy theory, even though it's been proven fact. In fact, we have the spokesperson admitting it. But the conspiracy theory goes something like this. Tether is a form of self-sustaining fractional reserve banking for crypto. That's it, right? That's the point of this article right there, is that Tether is a form of self-sustaining fractional reserve banking for crypto. And it's dynamically prints Tether in order to prop up crypto prices. At the margin, cryptocurrencies are not purchased by real people putting new dollars into the crypto system, but by crypto hedge funds buying crypto using freshly printed Tethers, i.e. why we found out very quickly whether or not there was $3 trillion in the overall cryptocurrency market cap. Another reason why market cap is kind of a myth. It's a figment of our imaginations. Oh, we have $3 trillion in the overall market cap. Yay. We're cheering. We're clapping. And the whole time I'm warning, guys, this whole thing's been built off of a Tether manipulation Ponzi scheme that's a fraud. It's a proven fraud. And the New York Attorney General described the practices at Bitfinex as fraudulent and deceptive. That's been proven, right? And they once again were supposed to stop this lending program that they are continuing on, i.e. why the market has, recovered from the depths of 15,000. Why this space is not cleaned up, according to me. And why I think Ethereum's finished, why I think that we still have overall cleaning up to do in the space is because this little, operation that's been running at Tether is set to pop at any time. In the bonds that they're holding too, if we're gonna have to take a look at those, because those could be actually if they had to market those, could be at a loss, just like the hundreds of billions of losses unrealized at U.S. banks right now. So holding treasuries was the safe bet, was the good program until we had the worst year ever for bonds last year. You see what I'm talking about, folks? And this is the base layer of the Ponzi scheme that is the cryptocurrency space. You have Tether, manipulation, fraud, propping up with Tethers and lending, keeping the whole space liquid. You have Ethereum, free pass, token factory. We have hundreds of thousands of tokens now built upon this thing. This whole house of cards is coming crashing down. Now, the hilarious part is to see folks flip, including the Bitcoin maxis and the Link Marines, who are calling XRP the banker's poop coin. This tweet here from Neats Bucks perfectly summarizes this. He says, years ago, I remember both Bitcoin maxis and Link Marines calling XRP a banker's poop coin, and the Ethereum bros were calling it that too. The Ethereum folks, they don't want to mention this or talk about this, right? Today, Bitcoin loves BlackRock and Link. This is so funny. Today, Bitcoin loves BlackRock, even though the BlackRock hype is the narrative that they just used to dump on the Bitcoin bros from 31,000 down here to 26,500. And Link is bootlicking every banker in sight at Sibos while bragging about following what banks want instead of what innovation demands. And so Chainlink, congratulations. You got your little partnership with, what was that, Swift? And that's a cute little deal that they got going on, right? And the CEO of Chainlink, he's there at Sibos trying to sit next to the big boys and girls. That's good. We acknowledge that. That's fantastic. And I gave a huge thumbs up, and I gave a round of applause for the Link Marines when that announcement came out. That and the reason being is because it confirmed that we have trillions and hundreds of trillions that's coming into this space, whether they're choosing Chainlink, whether they're choosing Ethereum, whether they find out later that Ethereum sucks, just like JP Morgan's admitting in this article we just covered, right? Eventually, what are they going to come to? And they're going to come to the best solution, the best liquidity, the best reserve currency. And Neatsbuck shares my sentiment. He says, I have no issue with Bitcoin nor Link, both good coins. But let's get real. It was never what Ripple was doing nor what XRP could become that they had a problem with. It was always the fear that Ripple and XRP would succeed. Regardless of the current narratives from the same people who have been delegitimizing themselves for complaining about banks and XRP for years, only to go and try to do the same thing. XRP will succeed. Absolutely. And to add a little bit more ammunition to the point I'm trying to make right here, we have the timeline, we have the map, now we have the whistleblower, and that would be Steven Narioff. TikTok to the moon, or Ticket to the Moon on Twitter, asked Steven, where the hell have you been, man? I'm glad you are finally here, but damn, sure took your time. #ETHgate. And Steven responds, he says, I got here as soon as I could. Turns out I thought I was helping some people create a better world who repaid me by trying to imprison me for 4 years to bury their sins with a little help from their 3-letter friends. They never thought I'd fight back. And he tags the SEC, Department of Justice, and the FBI. And the thing about this is the Ethereum folks. They're corrupt as heck. And when you don't play ball with them, what do? They send their little goons, their little buddies, over at the SEC and the Department of Justice and FBI, and not only to investigate you, they come pick you up and throw you in a van like they did with Steven Narioff, and they try to get you to spill the beans. They come scoop you up, throw you in a van, stick a list of names in front of you, and say, we're going to throw you away in prison forever. You're never going to see your family again. What kind of dirt do you got on these folks? You better start talking right now. And now we have the whistleblower. Now we see the activity, the transactions, every metric that you look at for Ethereum, not good. And it's getting acknowledged by the JP Morgan types that were in on the ETH free pass, the ICO, the whole corrupt scheme, the whole propping up of this whole space, right? And Tether working hand in hand with the Wall Street boys as well, buying bonds. You know, the Fed loves that. You know, the Wall Street loves that. Buying bonds, and then also funneling that money to whoever needs liquidity to stay alive in the space. And is it sexy to talk about this? No. Is it clickbait? No. Does it get folks excited? No. But the reason why it's important to talk about this and understand it is because when the crypto space takes another dump, I'm not crying about it. And when the next exchange goes down, I'm not crying about it. I don't feel sympathetic to them, right? And do I want to see Tether go down? No. I just want to know what they're actually backing. I want to see their reserves, which they say bonds. Okay. What would happen to your balance sheet if you had to mark to market right now on those bonds? Let's investigate that balance sheet a little bit further. And if, they've been proven to be deceptive and fraudulent by the New York Attorney General, that's fine. But maybe they've cleaned up their act. Maybe they're better now. That's fine. But I just want to see this place get cleaned up. I want to see a better program than what Ethereum has provided. Thank God we have the XRP ledger, a tremendous amount of utility coming there, and we have the law of the land on our side, right? XRP in and of itself not being a security. And so the reason why I titled this session here, ETH is Finished, is because I wanted to hammer home the points on why this space is not going to be beginning the next bull run anytime soon. Ethereum's a joke. It's an absolute flop. It's an absolute failure, okay? But we do have institutions that are going to continue driving down these prices and loading up on these assets while they get ready for regulations and the tidal wave of liquidity that is going to be coming into the legitimate blockchains, into the legitimate projects. We're going to have legitimate NFTs. NFTs is about tokenizing the whole world. It's very legit. It's just everything that we've gotten so far, 99% of it, is worthless crap. And so, folks, it's painful. It's frustrating. I know that we're growing tired here in the middle of a bear market recession, but this is what we want. We want JP Morgan to admit that Ethereum's a piece of crap. We want the Tether spokesperson to admit that their liquidity is being used to prop up the whole space, i.e., this whole thing needs to get cleaned up. And we need to rip off the Band-Aid, okay, so that we can start building out real value and getting the legitimate businesses, institutions, and banks into this system and into the blockchains that we've already started to use and that we've already started to grow our positions in, because we know they work. They're going to provide real solutions, solve trillion-dollar problems. They're not just something that's been hyped by Wall Street. They're not just some operation that was a grand scheme perpetuated by our own government in the form of the Ethereum ICO. And so while it's going to be painful, we're going to rip that Band-Aid off. We're going to continue applying pressure. The truth is going to come out when, in regards to that Ethereum ICO, that was the bombshell that we got yesterday. It wasn't the tactical nuke that I was hoping for from John Deaton, but it was progress nonetheless. The confirmation that he is speaking with Steven Narioff, the Ethereum whistleblower, and that he says that all truth will be revealed. Amen. God bless it. Let's continue that. Keep up that fight, John Deaton. We stand behind you. And right now, I put out the video yesterday. I want you guys to understand that there's plenty of action to be taken right now. If you guys missed my video on XRP Wealth Prep, go check that out. Because even if you think that Ethereum's not finished and Ethereum's going to be the best thing ever, what are you doing to prepare for the riches, the wealth, the bag that we're going to make? Whether you're going to make 50,000, whether you're going to make 5 million, what are you going to do next? And so we talked about it. Number one was income, figuring out how much do we need to be bringing in and where's it going to come from. Some of you guys want to quit your job after you make your millions in cryptocurrency. That's fine. First off, income. Second, reallocation. At what price are you exiting your position, or are you going to reallocate, and what assets are you going to reallocate to? So one, income. Two, reallocation. At what prices and what assets are we moving to? Okay. Three is going to be relationships, and that's the easy one, folks. Every single day you can show up with a smile on your face, a positive attitude in the middle of a bear market recession, and all the boys are crying. All the boys are sad. The real ones continue to build, and I hope that is you. It's income, it's reallocation, and it's building out relationships every single day with your professionals, your business partners, your mentors. There's always a deal to be done, and the deals are only going to get better, folks. This is our opportunity. It is ours for the taking, and I want you to take advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history with me. If you're looking to get tapped in with our community, head on over to my website, ZachRector.com, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless all of you.